He's a Sokovian man with a penchant for wearing purple masks. It's time to chat about Baron Zemo because his Geek History lesson is now in session. Hello and welcome to Geek History Lesson. I am Jason Helmut Inman.
I am Ashley Victoria Robinson. Welcome to your Mind University.
Auf Wiedersehen. Hello.
Auf Wiedersehen is goodbye.
Oh, goodbye. Episode's over.
How many questionable German accents can we crush into one episode? Because you have stumbled onto the podcast where we take one character construct or a vaguely fake German from popular culture
Auf Wiedersehen.
and teach you everything you need to know about them in about an hour. And what are we talking about today, Jason?
Well, today we are talking about Baron Zemo. That's because for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the Marvel series that was on Disney Plus is officially over. And Daniel Bruhl, the actor, returned as Baron Zemo, actually named Baron Zemo this time around because before he was only Zemo. Just FYI, I want to tell everybody there will be no spoilers for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So if you haven't finished the series, don't worry. But since Baron Zemo was brought back, we're going to talk about him in this episode because
literally when else would we ever do this?
Well, unless my dream of a Thunderbolts movie comes true, that is pretty much it. I kind of figured this might be one of the last times we have a chance to talk about Baron Zemo.
TBH, though, based on his popularity, and Daniel Bruhl is a handsome, talented man, so it should be no surprise, and the popularity of Bucky, I used to think Thunderbolts was a long ways off, and now I don't think it's such a long ways off.
Ashley, I'm going to ask you to put a pin in that.
Great.
Because that might be a discussion.
Great.
At some other point.
Scroll forward about 50 minutes, and maybe we'll come back to this.
Okay, so first off, this lesson was suggested by several of our listeners. Tobias Steinberg, great old listener of ours. Marquis Belton, and Jason Wayne Christensen, who is also an amazing improviser, all suggested the Baron Zemo lesson.
You should have your name twin on sometime.
Jason?
Yeah,
he's great.
He's very funny.
He's a great nerd. Anyways, I want to say that if you are listening to us right now, you know that we took a week off last week, and you might be saying to yourself, "Hey, sounds a little bit more echoey, guys. What's up?" That's because this is the first episode that we'll be recording in the new studio. It is not 100% soundproofed, but it will be soon.
Yeah, and we wanted to make sure that we rushed out the content. So here you go. Here you go.
That's right.
Please enjoy. I actually think a lot more people are saying, "Oh boy, oh girl, oh non-binary individual. I'm so happy to have Geek History Lesson back." I'm sure that's what they're saying.
That's what I assume. Yeah. I assume. But there are 363 episodes for you to go back through, so it's not like we're
several with way more questionable sound quality than this.
All right, Ashley, let's get. Yeah, you're right. We used to record in a closet.
Events.
We used to record in a closet. Yeah. Anyways, and live events. I didn't even think about that. Let's get into the first section of our podcast. Ashley, what is that?
The first section of our podcast is, of course, the 10-cent origin, where Professor Jason is going to tell you all the who's its and what's its and like why a pink and purple mask about Baron Zemo in case you ever get invited to a cool Thunderbolts themed cocktail party and someone's like, "What's up with this Baron Zemo guy?"
Or a discotheque.
Oui, c'est ça.
Ashley, I'm going to do something in a 10-cent origin that I do not think, I could be wrong, and listeners, please tell me, I do not think has ever been done in Geek History Lesson history.
Okay.
I have to stop the 10-cent origin before I even begin it.
Okay.
And here is why.
Okay.
Because I have to make something very clear.
Okay.
There is more than one Baron Zemo in the Marvel Universe.
I mean, of course there is.
Now, Daniel Bruhl in the Marvel Cinematic Universe movie and television show is Baron Helmut Zemo.
Ah.
The initial first Baron Zemo that ever appeared in the Marvel Universe was created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. He was seen in a flashback in the Avengers #4 in March of 1964. This is Baron Heinrich Zemo. This is Baron Helmut's father.
Could we have any more stereotypical? I mean, is there a Hans Zemo in here as well, or a Heinz?
Look, there are, I believe, 14 generations of Zemo. So we're not going to talk about any, but I wanted to bring this. So Heinrich is Helmut's father. Mm-hmm. Heinrich is the World War II.
The actual Nazi.
Yes, but Helmut is a Nazi as well.
Yeah, but he's like a contemporary Nazi, right?
He's not the official Nazi.
He's not.
Am I doing this dialect right?
No, you're absolutely doing Nandor.
What?
Which
From
is like
what we do in the shadows?
vaguely Iranian, I think.
Yes. Ottoman Empire, yes. Yeah. Okay. Helmut sent in his probably Nazi party, membership card, but they didn't accept it.
His little decoder ring.
It didn't get there in time.
No, Hitler was already dead.
Yeah, they were dead.
Buried under a car park.
For the rest of this lesson, we are going to only be talking about Baron Helmut Zemo.
Young, sexy Zemo.
Because he is the Zemo that is the Marvel Universe Zemo. He is the MCU Zemo. That's the Zemo. So I just wanted to head this off at the pass. We're talking about Helmut, not Heinrich.
Okay. Great.
If you want to suggest a Baron Heinrich Zemo episode,
just keep it to yourself.
Yeah, we don't want to hear it. All right. All right. So the 10-cent origin on Baron Helmut Zemo. His real name is Helmut J. Zemo. I could not figure out what his middle name is.
I'm going to say Jan.
I wanted to say like Johannesburg. So
Johansson, he's Scarlett's great something.
His aliases are Phoenix. Oh, buckle up. We're going to get to that one.
Oh boy, I hate that already.
Baron Zemo, Citizen V, John Watkins III, and the Iron Cross. He was created by Roy Thomas, Tony Isabella, and Sal Buscema.
Ooh, dang, what a great crop of creators.
Ashley, do you know who Tony Isabella is?
The creator of Black Lightning?
The co-creator of Black Lightning, but you are correct.
Yes.
I didn't realize he created Baron Zemo as well. So that's
I didn't. I'm going to say a hot take. Black Lightning, cooler.
Helmut's first appearance was as...
You sound like Rainier Wolfcastle every time you do that.
Good. I'm actually doing an impression of Dieter, who is a Saturday Night Live character Mike Myers played.
Sure, yeah, I don't know.
So his first appearance was as Phoenix in Captain America number 168 in the 1980s. His intention was to be a generic villain of the week, and then a decade later, he first appeared as Baron Zemo in Captain America number 275.
Oh, you said Phoenix, and I fully thought like the Phoenix Force.
He is not related to that character, but he has the same name.
That's fine. Yep. But I was like, how is he going to get the Phoenix Force power? Great.
Let's just say that Chris Claremont maybe is a Baron Zemo fan.
Sure.
And was like, I'm going to take that name. Helmut's abilities are, first off, he has no true superpowers.
He's a rich white guy.
But he is seen several times with blast powers, energy manipulation, and flight. Those are all gadgets.
Okay, cool.
But he has great intellect. He has great leadership, longevity, marksmanship. He is seen several times to phase through walls. He is stealthy like a ninja. He is an expert marksman. Has actually said that he's probably one of the greatest swordsmen in the Marvel Universe. And he is a weapons master.
I think Nightcrawler would disagree.
In terms of what?
Being a great swordsman.
Oh, correct. Well, that is to be said because in several storylines, we won't get into much details of this.
Fine.
Zemo is seen catching Captain America's shield and using it against him.
Interesting.
Okay, let's get to the Meet Cute.
The Meet Cute is the second part of the podcast. Hi, Intern Brago, where we tell you where we first meted these characters and how cute it was.
Yes, the intern cat Brago has just walked into the studio. Ashley, where did you first meet cute Baron Zemo?
I don't know.
Do you take a guess? Do you remember?
Some Avengers story somewhere.
But you've read him in the comic books. It wasn't.
Oh no, it
Captain
was not
America Civil War.
No, it was the comic. But I mean, he's not a character that I'm fond of, so he clearly didn't make much of an. I can tell you where I first met Daniel Bruhl.
Let's hear that story.
So when I was 19, shout out to my boyfriend at the time, Dylan Kennedy. He's a very nice man. If you're in Toronto, look him up.
Or don't,
or leave him alone because he's a private citizen.
Wait, hold on a second. Ex-significant other corner.
Spotlight. He showed me a movie called Goodbye Lenin, which stars a 19 or 20-year-old Daniel Bruhl. He plays the son of a woman living in Berlin who...
Daniel Bruhl, not Lenin.
Daniel Bruhl, not Lenin. So his mother was a ardent communist, and they lived on that side of the wall. And then she fell into a coma. And while she was in a coma, the wall fell. And so they were no longer communists. And then when she woke up, they had to pretend that the world was still communist so that she could heal. So they like pretend that like Lennon is still alive and like move into a shitty apartment and wear crappy clothes and stuff like that.
Okay.
And that is when I first met Daniel Bruhl.
All right. Interesting. We will accept it. We will accept it.
Thank you. Right. Jason, where did you first meet and cue Baron Zemo?
Thunderbolts. That is where I first met Baron Zemo, man. And I don't want to talk too much about Thunderbolts because if you guys have been longtime listeners of this podcast, you know
all the way back to the Hawkeye episode.
How much I love the Thunderbolts. And Baron Zemo is all over those Thunderbolts. That really is where because I didn't really read Captain America or Avengers, which is where Baron Zemo is before the Thunderbolts. So Thunderbolts is where I was first introduced to Baron Zemo. Thunderbolts #1.
Nice.
Is the exact issue. I bought that issue. I read that issue. And we will talk a lot about that issue.
All right. Now let's move into the main meat of the lesson, the History 101, where Professor Jason is going to break down Baron Zemo and all of his bad qualities.
Well, before we get to the History 101, actually, we have a recommendation for our listeners. This is created by someone that is just like you, is a fan and a supporter of GHL. And this is a new monthly podcast called In Love with Movies. It's about how we all love the movies that shape our understanding of life and love. This podcast is all about love, and it makes sense because it is hosted by a young married couple named Danny and Nick, and they have occasional guests. They've had some friends of ours on like Matt Host and Ben Herbert. And Danny and Nick, they talk about to be in love, to pursue love in all forms, and how to live a life with love for others, all based around movies, which I think is a great idea for our podcast, and that's why I want to tell you guys about it. They have something that we love, occasional cameos from cats, and each episode clocks in around an hour and features and is based around a conversation of a movie that holds someone special for the host or the guest. Past films they've talked about include Star Wars, Grease, and the Disney Channel original Smart House. So if you're interested in love and quarantine, shared interests and relationship, each episode is divided in a way that listeners can choose their favorite part. Now, this is the way that Nick and Danny described this podcast to me, and I think this is perfect. They say it is half Jason and Ashley's Excellent Adventures and half JHL movie review. And that is very high praise, and that's why we recommend it. One of my favorite episodes of theirs recently, well, it's not a recently one, but that
you listened to recently.
Yeah, is Gender Roles with the Matrix. And I thought it was kind of a fascinating way to look at The Matrix, which is one of my favorite movies. It's a movie I truly love. And I thought they did a really good job with it. Ashley, do you know about the In Love with Movies podcast?
I do. We've actually talked about In Love with Movies on this podcast before.
Whoa! Double down!
Yeah. And since then, I have listened to their episodes. Nick, by the way, is a lovely, lovely friend on social media. He's a lovely, lovely friend on Twitter. So this In Love with Movies comes with my highest recommendation as well. And I just got to say, Nick, when do we get to be on it?
Well,
that's what I want to know.
Well, just to if you're interested, everybody out there in love with movies, new episodes drop the last Tuesday of each month. So subscribe now for their soon-to-release episode about loving oneself and Pixar's loving oneself, with Pixar's Soul, which I loved. Who knows? You may hear Ashley and I on a future episode, maybe, apparently. It's available on almost everywhere you get your podcasts, including Apple, Spotify, and you can find links to everywhere you can listen to the show, www.inlovewithmovies.com. It is Geek History Lesson approved. Everyone out there, if you are a Mine University student, you're going to love the inlovewithmovies.com podcast.
Yes, correct. Cosign.
Yep. All right. Let's get to the History 101, Ashley.
Yeah, let's go to the
let's
make a hard right turn into a very hateful character.
So you mentioned this up earlier about how many Baron Zemos there are. Well, Baron Helmut Zemo was the 13th Baron Zemo, which is a title of German nobility. He is actually purebred German. His family pledged his loyalty and service to the German Empire in return for the Castle Zemo and land that they could pass to their heirs. Heinrich brought up his son to believe in the Nazi ideals of a master race and that only the Zemo line should be ruled across the world. They should be the true rulers, you see. No British royalty or anybody you see on the crown. Only the Zemos.
We're going to pretend like there's no Nazis in British royalty.
Now, that's true. Now, learning of his father's death, Helmut, now an engineer and a strategist himself, blamed Captain America, and he adopted the guise of Phoenix in order to kill Captain America in revenge. Helmut was defeated, actually, and he fell into a vat of adhesive X, and it horribly disfigured him. Now, do not worry about this Phoenix alias or this Phoenix costume anymore. It's red. It looks like if Electro made love to a white blanket from Spider-Man. You know that character? It's very goofy, and his origin is very Doctor Doom, because from here on out, Helmut will have a scarred face.
I like that he fell into adhesive X. Like, everything in the Marvel Universe has the letter X either pre or preceding it to let you know that it's kind of shady and kind of secretive.
Now, before we get too far into the lesson, we have to have a discussion about this.
Okay.
Ashley, it is what I like to call the rat in the room.
Okay.
So we are surrounded by neo-Nazism. It is very current in the world.
0 out of 10. Do not recommend.
Exactly. If I was on the show review, I would give it 0 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, really. Baron
Zemo's story as a villain kind of now seems to have a renewed sense of importance. So I want to ask you, we're going to talk about Zemo's life, but I want to do you think Zemo is a character that should continue to exist in the Marvel Universe? Or is he so important so that we can see our heroes constantly punch Nazis? Because that's what you should do. You punch Nazis. I just thought we need to talk about the Nazism of it all before we go any further, because I know there are a big section of the comic book reading podcast audience that is like, politics should stay out of comic books. And if that's what you believe, then you've never read a comic book, because Captain America #1 is literally Captain America punching Adolf Hitler in the face.
Archie Comics is very political.
I actually talk about this.
It's one of the most.
Yeah, I actually talked about that cover, the Captain America punching Hitler, in Super Soldiers, my book, because that was something done by Jack Kirby and Joe Simon. And actually, Americans thought that was too much for a comic book. So let's talk about the Zemo of it all, the Nazism of it all. Ashley, what are your thoughts to any of these questions I've raised?
So I just want to say something before we dive into the character discussion. There's a huge difference between a fake character in a fake universe,
fair,
who has roots being a Nazi, and updating them and removing that. Like, Daniel Bruhl's character is not this guy.
No, he's Sokovian. He's not even German.
No. There's really no Nazi reference, and I think there's room for that. There's a huge difference between a character update and somebody who spouts those ugly things in this world.
Can I say something real quick?
Absolutely.
I actually think the Marvel Cinematic Universe did a really good job of sidestepping this, because he is not German. Yeah. He is not a Nazi, and he has no connection to World War II.
Yeah, Daniel Bruhl is German, but
he is just a soldier from another country.
Yeah. He's just vaguely Eastern European, as most Marvel bad guys are. I think in the context of Baron Zemo, and in the context of his evolution and adaptation through the Marvel media empire, I think doing something like what they've done with him is really interesting.
You mean like in the MCU?
Yes. Yeah. I think Daniel Bruhl's version of this character in Falcon and Winter Soldier specifically is 1 billion times more interesting than Baron Zemo has ever thought about being anywhere else. And that's because he is a mustache twirling bad guy who comes from a golden age of comics type origin.
Well, that's just because you haven't read Thunderbolts, Ashley. Thunderbolts!
You know what? That's true. I have not read Thunderbolts.
We got to come up with a theme. You know how we started West Coast Avengers? We've got to come up with a Thunderbolts.
I'm going to say something. I bet we have. I bet somewhere in the last 8 years.
We probably did it. Should be like Thunderbolts.
Well, there's one where the theme is like
that's X-Force.
Is that X-Force?
That's X-Force.
I know.
Yeah.
If we've created a Thunderbolts theme, please tell us.
Please clip it out and send it to us, because we forgot.
Or even just tell us what episode it was in.
Yeah.
Was it in Hawkeye? I bet it was probably
in Hawkeye.
Or West Coast Avengers. But yeah, so I actually think in a contemporary age, I think there's a really interesting way to do this. I even think there's an interesting way that if they had wanted to explore that they could have made him a neo-Nazi type character, but sure. I don't think Disney's interested in that level of reflection or social justice storytelling, unfortunately. But what's most impressive about the character's ascension is the fact that the producers and the casting director looked at how wonderful an actor Daniel Bruhl is and said, boy, we wasted him. Let's bring him back.
I think it was a smart choice for the TV show to bring him back.
Yeah. What do you think about the Nazi of it all?
if you would have asked me this question 10 years ago, I would have said it's ridiculous. He's a fictional character. Nazis are the bad guys, whatever. I don't know. I don't have an answer for this, but my gut kind of tells me that either we need to convert this character over into the MCU version, like fully.
They will, because that's what Marvel always does.
Just so we don't have a literal Nazi walking around.
Yeah.
Or just retire him. That's kind of the way I feel, because I mean, again, comic books are not political. And, let's not I'm going to make this podcast political because Nazis are bad guys. They are, there's no denying.
We don't brook room for argument.
No, so I don't know if it's the right thing to have a basic son of a Nazi walking around anymore. I don't know. I don't know what the correct answer is, but I thought this was a discussion that needed to be had because
I'm glad you brought it up.
I can't remember in our how many ever mere years we've been recording now. You keep saying 8, but we didn't.
I think it's actually 7.
We didn't start till 2014.
Yeah.
I don't think we've had a character. This is another GHL first. Hold on. This is another GHL first, Ashley. I don't think we've ever had a Geek History lesson on an actual Nazi before. And here it is. Dr. Doom, not a Nazi.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think this is the Nazi first.
Oh boy. Well, when you put it like that, I hate that.
I should have put more producers jokes in here.
What?
Don't be stupid. Be a smarty. Come and join the Nazi party.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about?
No, don't join the Nazi party. They're bad guys. Punch them in the face.
Yeah.
Seriously.
No, really.
Captain America does it.
Yeah.
So speaking of people who want to punch in the face, let's talk about
John Walker.
Oh boy. Spoilers.
I don't think that's a real spoiler.
Let's talk about some of the personality traits of Helmut Zemo.
Helmut.
Now, Helmut carries on his family's evil tradition of seeking power and influence, no matter how many innocent lives gets in the way. He's very much the ends justify the means. In light of his father's death and his first brush with Captain America, he underwent rigorous combat training. This is where he got his ability as one of the best hand-to-hand fighters in the world. But Zemo has difficulty maintaining relationships of any kind. Because he doesn't trust anybody.
Because he's an actual Nazi.
And they're bad guys. He also believes that winning and morality go hand in hand. And I quote, he once said, "So long as you win, you claim the moral high ground, no matter the means you use to claim it."
What is he, the lady from Dance Moms? Like, good Lord.
Oh, I thought you were making fun of my dialect again.
No.
Should I have you say this?
Absolutely not. My German dialect is terrible.
I mean, it's Nightcrawler, so let's go.
It's not good.
All right. So when Helmut reclaimed the title as Baron, he took it up for the very first time. He got rid of that Phoenix costume. He threw it in the trash. He entered into an alliance with Red Skull to attempt to defeat Captain America. Now, Red Skull later pits his daughter, he has multiple daughters, Mother Superior, against Baron Zemo, making her believe that she could claim succession if she can defeat Baron Zemo. Ultimately, Red Skull was never going to allow that to happen anyway. He just wanted to, he was kind of screwing with both these people. So, Helmut...
Can you imagine little babies with that creepy red head?
Yeah. Now, Helmut, would they be covered up with the purple mask?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, see if you have babies with the Red Skull daughter. Yeah, see. Purple mask.
Gross.
Although it would clash the colors, so.
No, red and...
Are they complementary?
Yeah, they're not like directly complementary, tertiary complements. But
really?
Yes, yeah.
It'd be like the Grimace is holding a tomato. That's weird.
The Grimace is holding a tomato. Red and purple look great together.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Is there a red and purple superhero, Ashley? Can you name one?
Let me think about it.
Okay, I will accept that answer. All right. We'll see.
Jupiter Jet has red hair.
She has orange hair in the color.
Yeah. Let me think about it.
All right. So Helmut returned and continued to either try to take over the world or take revenge on Captain America over and over and over again, basically. But Baron Zemo got a great victory when he assembled for the very first time the Masters of Evil. And he sent them on a mission against the Avengers. Now, Ashley...
Please don't make me guess who the Masters of Evil are. All the members of the team.
Ashley, it is like you have recorded an episode of Geek History Lesson, and you know exactly what's going to happen in this podcast. So everyone out there are actually several different versions of the Masters of Evil. Actually,
Get right out of town.
The Heinrich Zemo was the founder of the Masters of Evil because the Masters of Evil were in World War II. I specifically want to talk about... Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to do that. Stop. Helmut, stop calling. No, Helmut, I'm not answering the phone. You're a Nazi.
Hello?
Oh, my God.
Hello?
Is this Baron Zemo?
No, this is Nightcaller. Who is this?
I don't know. You sound the same. I'm Jason.
So
who are you?
Click.
Oh, good. Thank God.
Can't believe you called our special guest Nightcrawler an actual Nazi.
I don't know. Like, I don't know why the sound effect of the phone ringing is not stopping. It's still going.
Red and purple, Dragon Man.
Dragon Man has green undies, Ashley.
I thought he had red undies.
Incorrect. So keep thinking. All right. And also, speaking of thinking, before this episode goes off the rail, Ashley, I want you to guess, who do you think some of the members of Baron Helmut Zemo's Masters of Evil are?
So, like, his generation.
His team specifically. Yes.
Doctor Doom.
Incorrect.
Lady Shiva.
That's a DC character.
I know. I don't know any bad guys.
You know some of these characters, actually.
Electro.
Nope.
Black Cat.
Nope.
Magneto.
Nope. You're going
survivor of a concentration camp.
Ashley, I just yeah, who's working with a Nazi. Yeah. Ashley, I just want to say, like, you were putting a lot of A-listers on the Masters of Evil, and the Masters of Evil are usually.
You're sure I know these characters?
There are F-listers. Well, Ashley, of course you know Absorbing Man.
Oh, Jesus.
Blackout. Black Mamba.
Oh, I do know Black Mamba.
The Fixer.
No.
Goliath.
Goliath, like.
No.
Like Hercules?
Like Hercules.
Never mind.
The Gray Gargoyle, Mr. Hyde, Moonstone, the Screaming Mimi, Tiger Shark, Titania,
the Screaming Mimi,
Whirlwind, the Wrecking Crew, and eventually Yellow Jacket, not Hank Pym, Yellow Jacket.
Oh, I literally know like none of these people. You're going A-list.
Yeah, you're way up there.
Jean Grey.
I was waiting for you to be like Galactus.
Thanos. Whoever Walton Goggins played in Ant-Man.
Oh, sorry.
Ooh, we're getting really
it's a Just League thing.
Dramatic.
I was gonna do a phone call beat where like Zemo's like, "Hello, Galactus. Yeah, what are you doing this Saturday? Nothing. Won't you come by Earth?"
As Norrin Rad, the Herald of Galactus, we are going to politely decline. Namaste unto you.
No, it'd be a good time. You come on down. We go to the discotheque after we kill Captain America, and we party.
Allow me to reiterate: Namaste away from me.
That was very clever.
Thank you.
But I do not accept it.
Your German accent kills me.
Why?
I don't know. It's really funny.
Why? I'm going to say here that this episode has gone so off the rails. I feel like the Nazis have invaded this podcast.
Don't even imply such a thing.
I know. All right. So Baron Helmut Zemo had the Masters of Evil.
Sure.
And they were actually able to destroy the Avengers mansion. They are the first to do it.
Hard disagree.
That's what happened in the story. So how can you hard disagree?
No. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying I don't believe that this group of ragtag thugs could destroy the Avengers mansion.
Well, it happened because Baron Zemo is an excellent leader.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
He is a strategist.
Okay.
He is very...
All right, you said he was smart at the beginning. Okay.
Baron Zemo is very much evil Batman in a lot of ways.
But Batman is evil Batman.
Yes, I know. Very much. So the Avengers, though, eventually accidentally killed Zemo's closest lackey, Blackout, and they captured two of his more allies, Yellow Jacket and Fixer. And then during the fight, Captain America, and I think Steve Rogers intentionally did this, was like, "Hey, Helmut, I don't know how to bring this up, but yeah, I killed your dad, and sorry."
Oh, I wish he was like, "And I'm gonna kill you too."
No, actually, to be honest with you, that's all he had to say, because Helmut is such a daddy's boy that he literally was just like, "Oh God, I don't know what to do," and like kind of fell apart.
I mean, not like in defense of Helmut or anything, but like that's a good. If someone tells you that they killed your dad, that's the appropriate response.
It might be the ultimate, like they say, for the Silver Age, Superman was responsible for lots of super dickery, as they say, like being a meanie. It actually might be the best superhero move ever to just be like, yeah, I killed your dad. And then for at least a couple of seconds, that villain will be like, what? He was alive this morning. Hold on. Dad?
I just came out of his basement.
Yeah. So this caused Zemo to actually, out of anger, attack Captain America. And during the course of this attack, he fell off the roof of the Avengers mansion and injured himself.
I love that. For some reason, I thought you were going to say he fell off the wagon. That's funnier that he fell off the roof of the mansion.
Yeah. This led Baron Zemo, Helmut. What a name. He obsessed because of this. He obsessed with raising his father from the dead because, like you do,
of course,
we've all thought about.
Yeah, we've all dabbled in necromancy for sure.
Well, unlike Zemo, Zemo had the Bloodstone. So he was actually able to resurrect his dad. He did it.
Okay.
He resurrects Heinrich Zemo.
I mean, A for effort.
But here's, we like to punch Baron Zemo. Remember I said we're punching lots of Nazis? Well, Baron Zemo gets punched a lot.
Good.
And he resurrects his dad. He's like, Dad, look at all this stuff I did. And Heinrich's response is, you are a disappointment?
And he punches him in the face.
Oh, I wish. And he's like, the adhesive X. What is very interesting about this storyline where he resurrects his dad, because that's basically what it is. His dad, of course, dies again and whatever, but he thinks that his son is a failure. But what is really interesting about this story the most is that throughout this storyline, Zemo is portrayed in a neck brace. Mm-hmm. Now, actually, why would Baron Helmut Zemo be in a neck brace during the story?
Because he fell off of Avengers
Mansion. Exactly. Ding, ding, chicken dinner right there. I thought that was a neat bit of continuity in a time period of comic books where there really isn't continuity.
Yeah.
And of course, he's defeated again.
Yeah, because he's a bad guy. That's what happens.
Yes. Now, Ashley, I want to talk to you about, so we just talked about Heinrich. Heinrich Zemo.
Daddy Zemo.
Yep. Daddy Zemo. There you go.
That's his name in the clubs.
Heinrich is an actual Nazi, so Captain America seems to be his natural nemesis. However, during the storyline, they resurrect Heinrich, and Heinrich disapproves of Helmut. Mm-hmm. Now, do you think that this would make Helmut more committed to taking Captain America down?
Yes.
Or do you think he'd be like, maybe I should rethink my life?
No.
Maybe it's time to start that dentist office I thought about.
Maybe I'm going to join the Peace Corps and completely change my life and teach children in Africa how to read. No. I think
Hello, Vatterak College. Yes, I'm interested in the medical administration degree.
I mean, he could accomplish more.
Yes, he could.
If he went to like a nice career college and then helped out a nice doctor, that's a way more worthwhile use of your time. No, of course, this just turns him into even more of a Nazi than he ever Nazi
Pretty
before.
Much.
Yeah,
He doubles down on the Nazis.
He was like, my hat was pink before. I'm going to make it pinker. I like it when they color it really pink because he looks like a gay icon. It's funny to me. Like he's like a twink who got really angry and is like, I hate my kind.
We will talk about that mask.
Sure. Daniel Bruhl loves it.
But now it's time to talk about some lightning.
Black lightning?
No. Ashley, will you please... I'm not asking you to... Will you name the third generation of Masters Eagle? No. Ashley,
Quicksilver.
Do you know what happened during the Onslaught storyline to the Avengers? And if so, please describe it.
To the Avengers?
What happens to the Avengers? What is the Onslaught storyline? Do you know what it is? Can you basically give us a 411?
A 411, a download. So Patrick Stewart put on some... Hello?
Hello, it's Baron Helmut.
Oh, hello, it's Kurt Wagner, the incredible Nightcrawler.
Yes, I don't know why my dialect changed.
I do not know either. I am from rural Germany, so...
I am from Hamburg.
Hamburg, okay, that's, on the border.
Yeah,
but yeah.
That's why I sound so strange.
There's a port there, and they have a statue of Che Guevara. It's very strange.
Yes.
It's where the Beatles come from.
Yes, my village is a strange village.
Hamburg is a city, it's not a village.
I call it a village.
It's not a village.
Look, my Baron Heinrich daddy called it a village. I call it a village. I sound Italian now.
Okay, what do you want? You called me.
I know. Do you have the number of Onslaught?
1990.
It does not.
Because it was the 90s.
I want to ask if he will join my Masters of Evil. He can come over. We can kill the Avengers. We'll go to a discotheque. It'll be a lovely time.
What is it with you in discotheque? You are a bad dancer. Why you go to discotheque?
No, I am a great dancer.
You are a bad dancer.
I am a great dancer.
White people should not dance. As a blue person, I can say that. White people should not dance.
I am not.
Especially you.
I am not white. I am German.
German are like the most white.
That's what you think.
Except like Vermont.
Clearly, you do not understand me.
No, thank God.
Okay, well, if you find Onslaugh's number, text it to me. Bye-bye.
What's your number? 1-800-NAZI?
How did you know? 1-800-FASCISM is the second line.
Oh, okay. That's too many letters, but okay.
Oh, it works. So Ashley.
So Jason, they killed the Avengers.
Well, who and what is Onslaught? In case our listeners don't know.
It started as an X-Men event. It was what if Professor X like roided up with some big armor and became a bad guy.
Basically.
It's actually like it's great in the way that like terrible 90s comics are great.
It's great and bad at the same time.
Yeah. But the look is great.
I kind of love it. I really like it. Yes, so Onslaught is this giant, it's basically Professor X went evil, and during that Onslaught seemingly killed the Avengers, although they had been shunted off to another dimension. So there are no major heroes. The Fantastic Four is gone. The Avengers are gone. The Hulk is gone. Iron Man is gone.
They're hanging out in Franklin's little pocket.
Yes. So there are no heroes in the Marvel Universe at this time, the time of 1996.
I was close. I was pretty close.
So Baron Zemo escapes prison. And what does he do? He decides...
Hello?
No, I'm thinking.
Okay.
I think I'm going to organize a new team of Masters of Evil.
Ooh, can I guess who's on it?
Sure, if you want to. Good luck. Go for it.
Songbird.
Nope.
Puck.
Nope.
Sasquatch.
Nope.
I don't know. Tell me.
Songbird is a member of the Thunderbolts.
I know she is.
She is not a member of the Masters of Evil.
Action figure spotlight. They made
Will you hold on a second? Stop getting ahead of me. Okay. So Baron Zemo came up with the best plan ever, and this happens in Thunderbolts. Okay. He decides to create a new team of Masters of Evil. They are all going to put on false identities. They are going to call themselves the Thunderbolts, and they are going to trick the world into thinking that they are a good guy super team so they can take over the world. Now, we're going to go into some production history.
Okay.
The Thunderbolts was an original concept created for Marvel Comics by Kurt Busiek and Mark Bagley.
We love
both of them. Mark Bagley is probably most well known for the Ultimate Spider-Man run. Kurt Busiek is the creator. He wrote the best Avengers run of all time, in my opinion, which is going to happen a year from now.
Creator of Astro City.
Yes, and he's the creator of Astro City. Here is the members of the Thunderbolts thusly, and then I'm going to tell you who their real identity is. So, there was Goliath, who could basically grow.
I know who that was.
He is a Master of Evil. He can grow big size. His Thunderbolt name was Atlas, so that was his Atlas name. Then there was the Beetle, the Spider-Man villain. He dresses up as Mach 5. That is his Thunderbolt name. The Fixer becomes Techno. Okay. Moonstone is a Master Reveal, and she becomes Meteorite. So Meteorite is her Thunderbolt name. And then Screaming Mimi becomes Songbird. Okay? And Baron Zemo dressed up as Citizen V, who has a very patriotic costume. And fun fact, Citizen V is a real Marvel Comics character that existed before the Thunderbolts. He is a Golden Age character that was killed in the 1940s by Baron Heinrich Zemo.
You have a Citizen V action figure, right?
Ashley, would you stop getting ahead of this? Because we got to use sound effects, and that leads us to Action Figure Spotlight. Now, I own a Citizen V action figure. I don't remember what wave it happens. And then Ashley also gifted me a Songbird action figure. There was also a Hawkeye figure that looks pretty well. So there is somebody in the Marvel Legends design team that likes the Thunderbolts Thunderbolts as much as I do.
Do you like Bucky on the Thunderbolts?
Yes and no.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm an OG Thunderbolts, the original run.
So you like a Hawkeye on the Thunderbolts?
I do, because Hawkeye was part of the, like, he joined, I think, in issue 30.
Yeah, because he quits the Avengers, joins the Thunderbolts, quits the Thunderbolts, joins the West Coast Avengers, quits the West Coast
for
Avengers.
me, so the original Thunderbolts title, I think, ran 120 issues, and they had the original writers until about, I think, issue 60. So it went...
the bygone days of 1996 when you could write more than 12 issues.
Well, fun fact, Kurt Busiek only wrote like the first 30, and then Fabian Nieza, who is a co-creator of Deadpool, he took over the second half. I consider it, because his run continues Kurt Busiek's
storyline and team, yeah.
I consider Fabian's run to be as canon as well. So I'm going to tell you this. I've loved the Thunderbolts ever since I saw them. I saw them in an ad in Wizard magazine. And we're going to talk quite a bit about the Thunderbolts because Citizen V, I think, looks cool as hell. And I never thought they would ever make a Citizen V action figure, ever. And so far, they've made 2 of the Thunderbolts. And I'm just hoping they get the rest of the team in there.
What's the one that you really want next?
Of the group?
Yeah, like if you got to pick the next
one.
Oh,
they do have a Mach 5 action figure, by the way. So there's Mach 5 Songbird.
Do you have Mach 5?
I do. I have Mach 5. There's Mach 5 Songbird, Citizen V, and then Hawkeye. I really want Atlas.
Cool.
I really want Atlas.
He could be a great Build-A-Figure.
He could. He really could.
Because he's
really
big.
Could. But anyways, okay, so just to let you know how this happened, let's talk about this. So we're going to talk a lot about the production history because the Thunderbolts kind of knocked Marvel comic books on its side. And to be honest with you, it's the most important Baron Zemo thing he's ever done.
Great.
So the Thunderbolts first appeared as a team in the Incredible Hulk number 449 in January of 1997. Now, there was no mention of the connection between the Thunderbolts and the Masters of Evil in their original appearance, save perhaps the Hulk when he was fighting Meteorite recognized her voice because the Hulk has fought Moonstone before. Now, the reveal to the world, to readers, didn't happen until the last page of Thunderbolts number 1. In fact, this is considered to be one of the most well-conceived plot twists in American comic book histories. Wizard magazine readers voted it comics' greatest moment of 1997. And in 1999, Wizard magazine readers named it number 11 on the 25 greatest comic book moments of all time.
Wow.
Number 11.
Wow.
Nobody, and I mean nobody, including myself when I read that issue, saw this coming. And they pretend to be the good guys for like the first 13 issues of that title. And it is spectacular. And we're going to find out why. So the public actually took to liking the Thunderbolts team much quicker than Zemo or any of the other Thunderbolts expected because they were so hungry because the Avengers were quote unquote dead.
Gone, yeah.
And soon, most of these villains started liking being heroes more than they liked villains. They liked the praise. They liked the interviews. They liked the celebrity.
I was going to say, I think a number of them become heroes.
That's exactly what happened. Now, when the Avengers and the missing heroes in the Fantastic Four finally returned, Zemo had a Helmut, had enough of this, and he leaked the true identities of the Thunderbolts to the press, which forced the Thunderbolts to flee into deep space to basically have to assist Baron Zemo with his plan, which you eventually found out was that Baron Zemo wanted to control, at the time, the Fantastic Four lived in Four Freedoms Plaza, not the Baxter Building. And he was going to use this device of Reed Richards to control the world with mind control. However, the Thunderbolts team turned against him, every single one of them.
Yeah, because nobody likes Nazis.
Except for Techno, the Fixer. The Fixer stayed with him.
Yeah.
Now, Zemo nearly succeeded in taking over the entire world, but of course the Thunderbolts mutinied, and Zemo barely escaped despite him being able to mind control the Avengers, and we got to see a Thunderbolts versus Avengers fight. And I'll just let everybody out there know, the Thunderbolts win.
It's a great movie title, Avengers 17, Avengers versus Thunderbolts.
Justice Like Lightning. You literally could do Avengers versus Thunderbolts. That could be the title.
So
of the movie.
easy, yeah.
Now, so the Thunderbolts are off on their own. They're being a good guy. And we'll talk a little bit more about them because Baron Zemo is going to be tied with them for, just the rest of his basic
existence.
Yep. So Zemo was later targeted by the mysterious Scourge, who in reality was Nomad, who was working on behalf of government agent Henry Geinrich, who is a very famous X-Men character, who stalked Zemo in his headquarters and beheaded him.
Nice.
However...
Good job.
Yeah, good job. Zemo survived due to a failsafe device engineered by his robotic associate Techno, aka the Fixer, and a failsafe which transferred Zemo's consciousness to a computer at the moment of his death. Now, Zemo's mind was transferred to the body of comatose John Watkins #3, the grandson of the original Citizen V. And because of this, Zemo basically took up the role of Citizen V again. Now, fun fact, during this exact same storyline, this is when Hawkeye takes over the leadership of the Thunderbolts. But this ain't no Thunderbolts episode. This is a Baron Zemo episode. If you want to suggest the Thunderbolts episode, Ashley, where can they do that?
You can do that on Twitter at GHL Podcast. We also do talk a lot about this in the Hawkeye episode.
Yes, we do. Eventually, Zemo's consciousness was removed from Watkins' body and transferred in electronic form into his ally Fixer's mechanical tech back. And eventually, Fixer was able to put him into a new body with a corrected face, a normal face, not a Adhesive X ruined face. He got blue eyes and blonde hair again, and he sort of became a good guy. And he rejoined the Thunderbolts, and he reled the Thunderbolts, and he had a brief romance with Songbird, which I kind of think is gross, so I'm not going to talk about it that much.
Arf.
Yes. So after that, Baron Zemo then traveled through time.
Of course. Why not? Why not?
He spent several centuries learning all about his family's history, and his second to last jump in the timeline took him to see his father, Heinrich. There he learned of Heinrich's inhumane experiments on people.
Oh boy, from a Nazi? No kidding.
Yep. And it was the first time Baron Helmut Zemo kind of considered like, hey, maybe my dad wasn't that cool. Something's up. This is weird. He confronted his father and a fight broke out. But before Heinrich's guards could kill him, Zemo jumped back to the present day. Now, Ashley, I want to ask you this. So, Zemo's only special abilities come from tech or moonstones. So do you like the idea that he is a self-trained villain a la Batman, that the most powerful weapon that Zemo has is his mind? And do you think this makes him a good villain for Captain America or a bad villain for Captain America? Because he is a Captain America villain.
I think in terms of Captain America, it's a really smart choice because he is functioning as a literary foil in the true sense of the word. So Captain America is a hero because he is a big, strong man with a moral compass. And Zemo is functioning as a villain because he's an incredibly intelligent man with no moral compass. So framing him as a Captain America villain, I think that's a very smart choice. I think framing him as a team leader of the Thunderbolts, which is the same role that they eventually give to Norman Osborn, also functions in that same way because, or even you can think of Amanda Waller like this if you want. Like the man in the chair, but the person in the chair needs to be very intellectual. But I think in terms of generally speaking about supervillains v superheroes, it is tough when they don't have superpowers. It can be tricky because then you have to bend over backward to explain how their kneecaps don't explode when someone hits them.
Fair. Now, Baron Zemo soon discovered that Bucky Barnes was alive and being called the Winter Soldier. And then soon he learned that same Bucky was dressing up like Captain America. Now, this was during the period where Steve Rogers was thought to be dead. This is during the Ed Brubaker comic run. Yes. And Heinrich did not like this. He thought this ruined his father's legacy. Now, Ashley, why would Baron Zemo think that Bucky was ruining his father's legacy?
I don't know.
Oh, interesting, because you're very much a Bucky stan.
Yeah.
Baron Heinrich Zemo is the man who killed Bucky.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
He's the guy that launches the rocket ship that takes Bucky. So Helmut was just like,
I was like, because he's got brown hair? Look, I don't know.
My dad is known for one thing, and that is killing Bucky.
Okay, Nandor.
How do I keep being Nandor?
I don't know. It's just where your inclinations lie.
Well,
Not you, Guillermo. Hello.
Hello, Baron Helmut Zemo here.
Hello, Nightcaller here.
Yeah, Nightcrawler, have you heard this Bucky guy?
Yeah.
Is he back? This Bucky guy.
Yeah, he's back.
Oh, he's ruining my father's legacy. Goodbye.
What a weirdo. Ring, 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 ring.
We have a sound effect.
Yeah, but I don't control the soundboard.
Hello.
No, I'm trying to call Bucky. Go away.
Oh. Yeah.
Hello, this is Nightcaller.
Okay.
Is this Bucky Barnes?
When I'm awake, yeah.
Okay, you got to look out because the Baron Zemo is coming for you. He do not like.
Who?
He's got a stupid hat and he's a Nazi. So you kill him, okay? Thank you, bye, click.
Don't all Nazis have stupid hats? Hey-oh!
Yeah, I mean, true.
All right. Enough of the phone calls.
I love how there's no way to do like a character impersonation of Bucky Barnes. He's just kind of like sad and
I was trying to do just Sebastian Stan's like indifference.
Yeah.
So Zemo's mad that Bucky's around. Okay.
He's like, I hate that sexy man.
Basically. So Zemo, because what is Zemo's got two plays in his book. I don't know if you know this, Ashley.
Build a super team.
Build the Masters of Evil specifically. Would you remember what his other second super move is? His only other successful super move is?
Destroy the Avengers mansion? Fall off a roof.
Well, fall off a roof is a pretty good choice. No, it is leak stuff to the press.
Right. He's an internet troll.
Oh, I keep putting on the Justice League podcast. I'm sorry.
I don't like your fan casting of Baron Zemo as a member of the Justice League.
You're a normal person.
Okay. Hello, this is CBR.
CBR. Hello, this is Baron. Hi, I'm not Helmut. I'm Helmut.
Helmut who?
Baron Helmut Zemo.
Yeah, okay. What's up?
I have a.
Do you want to like sponsor one of our segments or send me to Comic-Con or something?
No, what is Comic-Con?
This is CBR.
No, I have a juicy nugget for your printing.
My name is Kobe Greif. I'm really great, actually.
You're Kobe Greif.
Yeah.
You're famous.
I am.
Kobe Greif. Wow.
I'm only half sure that's how I say my last name.
I cannot be. I think it is,
might be Greif.
No. It's Greif. It's Greif. It's Greif. This is so inside the baseball. Nobody's listening to this episode anymore. I don't know what my dialect is. I have a juicy nugget for you to publish.
A chicken nugget?
I mean, he does have chicken legs.
Okay, what am I gonna? What is it?
Captain America.
Yeah, we love him.
He's the Winter Soldier. I have pictures.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Can I Snapchat them to you?
I'm way too old to understand Snapchat. And two,
I was born in the 1940s.
Two, I'm pretty sure the Falcon is Captain America now.
Damn, I missed my chance.
Okay.
Click.
I love how this has been nothing but like abrupt hang-ups. Like people who really want to get off the phone. Shout out to Kobe. You're really nice.
I hope Kobe's listening. Kobe, by the way, everybody is a very awesome CBR reporter, a freelancer. He works for Screen Ad and stuff like that. That's why I hope he got his last name right. I hope he's anyways. Then, because Zemo was like, you know what? I don't have enough revenge plans.
Oh boy.
I got revenge on Captain America, got revenge on Bucky Barnes.
We're like heading into Wolverine territory with this.
Now I'm going to get some revenge on Clint Barton, Hawkeye. Now, Ashley, why does Baron Zemo have a beef with Hawkeye?
I don't know because I've never read the Thunderbolts, but I'm assuming because he rage quit being on the Thunderbolts, or because he took leadership away from Zemo. It's got to be.
He took leadership away from Zemo. Yeah. So Zemo's like, no, you didn't. Even though this team left me.
He's like, look here, you Charlie Hunnam lookalike.
Yeah, basically.
You don't get to lead this team.
So Zemo made a deal with Hawkeye's former mentor, Trickshot, to train his mentee to be an expert archer. In exchange, Zemo was supposed to supply medical care for Trickshot's cancer. Now, Zemo relented on the deal only to deliver Trickshot to Avengers Tower as he was about to die. So Zemo totally screwed this guy over.
Yeah, really.
And when Steve Rogers returned as Captain America, so did Zemo's desire to kill him.
Great. Yeah, that sounds accurate to me.
So we're going to skip a little bit ahead to Pleasant View. Now, several months later, after many other bad attempts to, give Captain America bad publicity, Zemo wakes up not knowing who he actually is in a nice little town known as Pleasantville. And although every resident is very kind and gentle to him, he knows that something isn't right because there isn't a discotheque around. So after a few escape attempts from the village...
Why is the voice in my head German?
Zemo receives a strange message. He's asked to come to a certain underground location. Curious, Zemo follows the lead and meets up with a man that turns out to be the Fixer, his old friend.
I thought it was going to be number 2.
And Fixer explains to Zemo that he and all the other residents in the village are former supervillains that got arrested and through the use of a cosmic cube received a new life in the jail village of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, Fixer returns Zemo's memories back to normal, and Zemo now declares revenge on S.H.I.E.L.D.
I bet Zemo would have been really good at Twitter.
Yep.
Because all he wants to do is talk smack.
And as Zemo begins his bad publicity campaign against S.H.I.E.L.D., that is where we are going to leave it.
Maria comes down out of the sky and crushes him. Oh boy. Am I a normal person?
You're a normal person.
Okay. Hello?
Hello?
Who's this?
This is Baron Helmut Zemo.
Why did you call me?
I have a juicy nugget about S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay, yeah.
for the printings.
Okay, I don't own a publishing company.
You don't own a newspaper?
Yes, I am whoever Meryl Streep played in The Press.
You work for the
Post.
Washington Post?
I own the Washington Post.
Oh, wow. Then I have a juicy nugget for your printings.
Okay, great. What is it?
The helicarriers,
Uh-huh.
they pollute.
Ooh, that is actually... That's pretty good.
I told you it was a juicy nugget for the printings.
I'm going to get, I think he's Sundance. I'm going to get him on it.
Also, they have no coffee in the break room.
Of the Washington Post?
No, this the helicarrier, S.H.I.E.L.D. I am giving you juicy bad publicity nuggets for the printings.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll print that too.
Okay. I do have some juice on Nixon as well. Do you want some Watergate scandal?
We had a whole like deep throat thing about that, so I think we got it.
Too late.
Yeah.
Too late again.
You're too late by like 40 years.
I curse revenge on the Washington Post. Click. I don't know if these calls are working anymore. Anyways, so guys, if you want more Zemo talk, we're going to chat about how we think the Thunderbolts could work in the Marvel Cinematic Universe on GHL Extra. That is our Patreon exclusive podcast over at patreon.com/Jawiin. That's Jawiin. If you want to support this podcast, we do lots of exclusive podcasts over there to thank you for your support, including Jason and Ashley's Excellent Adventures, a podcast where we get kind of personal between Jason and Ashley. And also our new podcast, Jason and Jeremy John About Justice League, where my best friend Jeremy, he was recently in the King Kong episode. We review 2 episodes of Justice League, the animated series, every single month. And check those out at patreon.com/Jawiin. That's Jawiin. There's 4 episodes of GHL Extra on the average.
Sometimes 5.
There's 1 episode of Jason and Ashley's Excellent Adventures, and there's 2 episodes of the Justice League podcast. That's 8 episodes of podcasts just for supporting GHL.
So when is Jason and Brego talking about boxes?
We can do it right now.
Coming.
What do you think about boxes, Brego?
He's asleep.
Interesting. All right, let's go to the recommended reading, Ashley.
Which is where, if you want more Baron Zemo in your life and you watched all of Falcon and Winter Soldier, you can go over to geekhistorylesson.com/recommended reading. Professor Jason is going to make some recommendations. You click on them. You buy them from Amazon. You steal some money out of Jeff Bezos' pocket. You put it in ours, and you get something great to read.
Number 1, of course, is Thunderbolts Classic Volume 1. Now, I will say the paperback of this is very out of print, but the Kindle version is very affordable.
And that's what we'll link to.
And they are making a Thunderbolts omnibus. It's not out yet, so if you want the whole run, it's out there. It's fine.
It's coming.
But I have this volume. I was actually able to buy it when it was in print. It's so awesome. It's the first 10 issues. It's the Baron Zemo being evil with the team. It's the whole like first 12 to 13 issues. It's great. Number 2 is Captain America No Escape. This is the storyline where Baron Zemo throws out some bad publicity about the Winter Soldier and tries to screw him up as Captain America. And then last of all is Avengers Epic Collection Under Siege. This is where the Masters of Evil destroy the Avengers Mansion. They're one of the few villains to do it. And Baron Zemo has a big fall, like Humpty Dumpty. All right, so let's go into the teaching tweet.
Which is where Jason gets to do his favorite thing of every podcast in 280 characters or whatever it is now, or less, basically as many as he feels like. He is going to sum up everything he just taught you about Baron Zemo. And you can find this on our official Twitter at GHL Podcast.
Baron Zemo wears a purple mask straight from a world war. I love his Thunderbolts run, even though his values I absolutely abhor.
Fair. That's a good teaching tweet.
And it rhymes.
It does.
All right, let's move into the honor roll, everybody. That's if you go over to Apple Podcasts, because it's no longer iTunes, and you leave us a 5-star review. You literally can write everything. And as a thank you, we will read your review on the air. And if you're an international listener, email us at geekhistorylesson@gmail.com. Take a screenshot of your international Apple Podcast review. We'll read it on the air. Ashley, who joins the honor roll this week?
So we have 2 inductees today. The first one is Granada XSS, who says, amazing, found this podcast by accident in March of 2020 because, global pandemic. But it has become one of my absolute favorites. I started with the episode of my favorite character, Nightwing, and I've almost finished every episode. Keep up the great work, you guys.
Awesome.
They are also joined by C. Kazez, who says, great content, 5 stars. I found you guys during this pandemic. I'm sensing a theme. And I have to say, you guys are a great duo and really give me great insight and knowledge to my favorite characters. Favorite moment has to be the Doctor Doom episode where Jason goes full Doctor Doom and Doctor Strange for 5 minutes. Ashley is great.
Did that happen for 5 minutes?
I mean, who knows?
I mean, I would imagine if we were to tally up the phone calls just from this episode, it'd probably be 15 minutes. So here's some applause for both of you. Or not. There it is. For being awesome. Thank you guys so much. Welcome in the Teacher's Lounge. You're now welcomed inside. You get gold stars. And over in the corner, Professor Heinetic has a course about social media publicity over there. It's a lot about revenge, but he's really good at publicity.
How to dox.
Yes. So basically, if you want to, don't forget, you can subscribe and download this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, all the places you listen. And if you enjoyed this Baron Zemo episode, or you know a friend that really enjoyed the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, share this episode to them, invite them into the Mind University. Let's bring them along. And Ashley, if they want to suggest future lessons of Geek History Lesson, just like our TAs, Tobias Steinberg, Marquise Belton, and Jason Wayne Christensen, where can they do that?
You can do that on geekhistorylesson.com, facebook.com/geekhistorylesson, or on Twitter at GHL Podcast. I will also add that we are also taking requests if you are a patron in our special Jawiin Discord. As well, which is also where we're doing a lot more of our review content. We've got a great consistently changing channel. So right now we're chatting Falcon Winter
Soldier channel in there is hopping.
Yeah, man.
It's hopping.
Just special love because our Discord peeps are great.
They're really cool. If you want to suggest Thunderbolts, that's where to do it.
Yes. We love it when you tag us as well, but we track them in the official Geek History Lesson channels.
I'll tell you what, I have so much love for the Thunderbolts that if Thunderbolts gets requested by a bunch of people.
How many is a bunch?
50?
You always make me pick a number.
Let's say 50 people.
Great.
We'll do a normal GHL, and then we'll do a book club of the first volume. So we will read the arc where they go from villains to heroes.
And then like a year from then, we'll do Best Thunderbolts Ever.
I mean, you can't really do that one. But
sure you can. You can just pick bad guys.
I guess. I don't know. You don't know the Masters of Evil, so who would you pick?
Whoever I wanted from Marvel canon.
This works. Anyways, you can follow Ashley on Twitter and Instagram at Ashley V. Robinson. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Jawiin. That's Jawiin. And now we're to the last section of the podcast. Hashtag stick around, where we make sure you stuck through all the plugs. Ashley.
Yeah.
It's the most important question of the podcast.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on Zemo's purple mask and furry shoulder pads?
Pro furry shoulder pads, anti purple mask.
You don't like the mask? No. I love the mask. I hate the shoulder pads.
No.
The shoulder pads look so, and some artists, like it's like, you know, some artists draw Wolverine's hair really tall or Batman's ears really long.
That's the correct way to draw Batman's ears.
Some artists draw the fur on his shoulders like it's a lion mane, like it's like 5 feet tall.
I guess I like them because it makes sense to me as like a garment, right? Like winter coats, or even like a medieval cape would be fur lined.
I will say, excuse me, I just did a yawn.
It's late at night,
It's late,
folks.
everybody. I do love how they incorporated the fur into that jacket for Daniel Bruhl.
I will say this. I don't always love the live action costume adaptations across all franchises, but I do think the Baron Zemo costume that they put Daniel Bruhl in actually makes a silly, silly costume kind of cool.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. But I like Sam's fancy suit even better. When he's like laughing dragon or whoever, they go to Madripoor.
Well, I wanted to say that he's
laughing tiger.
He's like Mr. Snaky or Smiley Snake or something.
Smiling
like that.
Tiger.
Something like that. Yep.
Anyway, he looks great in that suit.
Anyways, that is it for this episode of Geek History Lesson. Thank you all so much for listening. I am Jason Inman.
I am Ashley Victoria Robinson, and Professor Jason, would you please answer the phone?
I think the phone's ringing for you as a normal person.
Okay, great. Hello?
Hello.
Who's this?
This is Baron Helmut Zemo.
And who am I?
You're a normal person.
But do I work for a newspaper?
Would you like to go to a discotheque?
No.
You said that very fast.
White people shouldn't dance.
I'm an excellent dancer.
No, you're not.
The people have gifted me.
That's true.
I have seen the gifts. I am an excellent dancer.
I mean, yeah, you and the Kermit sim.
Huh?
You know that Kermit sim who dances?
No, I do not know this reference. I could not ABC to that. I did not know. Anyways, I wanted to thank everybody for listening. And anybody that did not listen, I vow revenge!
I have an important question.
That was the end of the podcast,
No.
actually.
If I consent to go to the discotheque with you,
Okay.
what song are we playing? What song are we dancing to? What's the one song I dance to with you?
Do I have to play it?
No, you can just say what it is.
Okay. I can I sing it?
Sure.
Okay. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna come around and Zemo.